Previously on Seeds of Gold.
The turkeys are not very hard because for them, they can easily go on a free range and supplement. And their feeds is not so much mixed up with the ingredients like for the chicken.
Nasiwa started mixed farming on her 30-acre piece of land, growing different plants and fruits plus grazing turkeys. Tonight, we explore Nasiwa's goat-rearing venture. Coming up.
With the goats, you don't have to construct a structure which is on ground because of the almond that comes out of there, the susu and everything. Yeah?
Goat farming has proved to be a lucrative agriculture enterprise, with previous farmer testimonials made here on Seeds of Gold cementing the fact that you can earn millions from the practice. So, how did Nasiwa Justin start?
The story began when my husband used to work from here. So when he was growing up, for them they used to have cows, goats, everything you see here. They used to have it at their home. So he had the passion with him. At the age of 42, he thought of retiring. So he said, I'm retiring and I want to go farming. We bought this location because he found out that it was suitable for the goats. One, the place is a bit, like you see, it is dry. And it was very, very conducive for the goats of the Savannah breed. I had not seen so many goats like this, the breeds and everything. So I picked the interest from him. He started teaching me slowly by slowly. So along the way, I also said, I can manage it. After a while, around 2019, early 2019, we started introducing the farming of the pineapples, the matoke. Not until very recent last year, after the COVID, we initiated the rice growing.
But with such an array of crops and animals, how beneficial is adding goats onto the farm?
What is good about it, it has business. There is market with it for education purposes, because most people didn't know about the Savannah breeds. So when we started them, we found out that people can even come and study. People come here and they pay some little money, then they study the rearing of these goats. So you can even get money out of it and sustain your families. So that is one thing which is good about having these goats and rearing them on commercial purposes.
Nasiwa started with 23 indigenous goats, but along the way, she changed to the South African Savannah breed that grows faster and has a higher selling price. As of today, the Green Acre Farm is home to over 223 goats. The Savannah Doe breed takes 5 to 6 months to conceive and gives birth 2 times a year, compared to the indigenous breed that rears once a year or in 2 years. This makes it the better breed to rear if you want to start.
Initially, we had the local breeds with us, the indigenous one, but along the way, we started changing to a Savannah. Why? The Savannah breeds grow very fast. The other ones grow a little bit slower compared to the Savannah breeds. When you're selling them, you sell them at a higher price compared to the indigenous ones. Now like this one here, this one is just 3 days. Imagine, 3. You see that the cord is still on. 3. You see how fast they grow? 3 days. What I would advise any farmer, you see even the ears. This one is 100% Savannah, not even 75 or even 45.
So, what are some of the things you have to consider before constructing housing structures or shelter for goats?
With the goats, you don't have to construct a structure which is on ground because of the almond that comes out of there, the susu and everything. Yeah? So if you construct it when it is on the ground, it is easier for them to fall sick. So, and it is genetic for the goats. They feel very comfortable when they are raised up. So that is why you find, even in the sheds like these ones, you will find that we leave the ant hills there. They feel very comfortable when they are climbing and playing for fun. They feel a little bit secure when they are high. For even easy hygiene and cleaning, because you need to clean down and remove everything so that you can use it as manure for the gardens. So it is very crucial that whenever you find a farmer constructing a shed on the ground, the goats will always fall sick all the time. You can even look at my goats, they are very clean. You can even think that we wash them. So it keeps them clean, and the place must be swept on a daily basis.
The goats not only need the high altitude living, but also require focused management and care. But how big should a shelter or structure be?
It will depend on how many goats the farmer wishes to have in future or start with. But with me on my side, we thought of constructing a structure that can raise around 600 to 700 goats, because that is the number we thought of. That is why we constructed something which is very big, because even for them at night when they sleep, they need to sleep when they are comfortable. It didn't cost us so much. It was around 4 million, constructing, buying the bricks, cement, labor, the timber, the iron sheets and everything, for the goat side only. But for any other farmer, it will depend what you wish to have in number. Because there are farmers who will say, me, I have the space that cannot exceed 20. Then that one will cost you very little money, penny. But if you say you have 100 and above, 200, so it will cost you a lot of money.
Indeed, expense for quality should never be compromised, but managing and maintaining goats involves more, as Nasiwa explains.
How we manage these goats, every Sunday we spray them. That is why they look very clean and smart. Every Sunday we have to spray them in the morning. That is on every Sunday basis. We don't miss out on it. When it comes to feeding, we just put them on the farm. We normally send them with the 2 boys. Then they go and graze them. These are browsers. They can eat and eat like 2 to 3 hours. Then they come back. We don't feed them with any supplement. Only when we see that this one has given birth and it is not going immediately. So we bring the elephant grass, like you see. Then we cut it and tie it together. We hold it up so that it can feed for that evening, if it has given birth in the evening or in the morning. So in the evening, in the next day, it has to go and graze with the rest. Then it leaves the young ones behind. These ones are kept here for 2 months if you want them to grow well. Just like giving birth, and then you start walking with your kid. Or before even the kid goes to 10 or 11 months of walking, you start forcing the kid to walk. The same applies with the goats. So it will not grow well. So we normally leave them here, but we don't feed them. Why? The mothers feed very well. They only come here to breastfeed, and it is just enough for them. If you give them feeds very fast, they develop worms in the stomach. So you will find them falling sick regularly. So after giving birth, we manage the mothers to go and sleep separate after bonding with the kids for 3 days. After giving birth, the first day and the second day and the third day, the mothers sleep together with the kids for bonding. After they notice, because if you don't do that and remove the kid from the mother, the next morning it will not even remember that this is the kid. It will forget. So what for us we do, because they normally give birth in very big numbers. So if you don't bond with them, it will not accept it to breastfeed. And you make sure that the penny house where these kids, the young ones sleep, it is swept every morning, and remove that dry grass where they sleep, because they don't sleep on the floor just like any other person. We put the dry grass for them to sleep on, and then we sweep every morning. When they are 2 months, 3, then we put them in the shade so that they can unite with the rest of the family. We don't leave them to sleep outside. The mosquitoes do affect them also. They don't feel okay. So that is why and how we manage them like that.
I hope you have been writing that down. From those bonding with their newly born kids to spraying for hygiene, these are some of the must-dos while rearing goats. Stick around after the break and let's dive into what to consider before joining goat farming as a new farmer. Welcome back to Seeds of Gold. Before the break, Nasiwa Justin broke down some of the vital practices on her farm that included housing structures for the goats, hygiene, and the right breed to farm. But what about feeding? A goat needs to feed on about 3 to 4% of its body weight once or twice a day of hay or dry grass forage. Supplements are good, plus block salt added in water or any other drink for the goats.
But if we don't have the block salt, we put this other salt. There's this other salt that we put in the water, the white salt. For the goats and the cows, not like for the human. Yeah, there's that one. That is what you have found we have put in the what? In the salt. That one is very okay, and it has to, because it improves, it motivates them to eat a lot and even drink a lot of water. So if it misses out in the water, then they will not drink like they are used to drinking when there's salt. So you can use the block salt or this other salt, the white salt, and put in water. It is very good.
Proper feeding will not keep the goats healthy, but also contribute to its weight and beef capacity.
They gain a lot of weight because they eat and drink because of that salt. And the meat is very good. It is the perfect thing you would ever want to eat. So it depends on the time and the period you have raised the goat. That is when you want to sell. Ours go for 20 kilos, 23, 27, 30 kilos. They go up to that stage.
After beefing up your goat, the next step and question would be, how much can I make from my investment?
If you want the back to take at your farm to start rearing, that one goes for 800, 1 million, 500, and it even depends on the months. Because like the other one I showed you, it goes for 800. If we are selling it off and you want to take it to start farming, to use that as a back or as a male. If you want those ones which are still young at around 5 months, I would sell it for 500 or 650. Less, it will go for 300. Beyond that, below that, I don't sell because that one will be young. It will not do a great part that you want. So I will leave it to grow until it is around 6 or 5, 7 months. Then, so that when you take it at the farm, you start doing the work you have taken it for. Yeah, that is for the backside. And for these others, the females, we sell at 300, 400. We can say we shall be removing 15. And each will go for 250. Or 10. And sometimes it depends on the demand, because during the COVID season it is very interesting that people used to eat a lot of goat's meat. So even December time people eat a lot of it, a lot of this meat. So because it is good for even for your health, it is not red meat. So normally we sell monthly, not weekly, monthly. That is how we can easily manage it and easily account for it on a monthly basis. We say every month we can sell 10, because every month we shall have newborns around 40 to 50 every month. Now these ones here, they are just days and week and 2 weeks, and they are more than 20, and others are still giving. So by the end of the month you already have 40 to 50, which are replacing back. And so after 5 months, they'll be giving birth. After 5 months, it has already conceived. And 5 months, you will have already sold off these ones that you castrated. Because starting to 4, especially in this dry season, you're selling off the castrated male ones. Someone comes out and says, I have a ceremony, what, then you sell up at 200, 250, 180. It depends. If he's taking like 4, you can give at 180, 200, 250. Yes.
The money sounds good and profitable, but to every positive, there is a negative. Like other animals, goats are susceptible to diseases, and if care is not given, this could lead to losses.
With the diseases, there's this one, I will normally find it, which is very common, the foot and mouth. But what we do apply is we normally give them pen and strip. We give them pen and strip depending on the age of it. There are those that we give 2, 3 meals, 4 meals, depending on how it is and the days. You can give it for 3 days. And we have, when they give birth, immediately we apply the other one called ferrum, the young ones on the first day as the dose. It helps them build the muscles and the bones very fast, ferrum, those ones which are young. So when these ones fall sick, that is, most of the cases we apply pen and strip. Because like we said, we have not got so many problems with this goat rearing of savannah. They are very resistant with the environment, and the place is so suitable for them that we have not got so many cases. And when we get cases are only in difficulties of giving birth, because sometimes we have the goats that give 6. So they need support. And that is not a disease, it is just a problem that has come when it is giving birth to a number of 6, to a number of 4. So if they feed very well, then it will push all 4 of them, or even 6 or 3. So only the foot and mouth disturbs us, but we can do with it. We can go about it by applying pen and strip.
Now that you have had the perks and benefits of goat farming, what are some of the considerations to be made before rearing goats?
The first thing they need is the love and passion. That is the first thing I have noticed. Because you could be having money, you could be having the land, but do you have that passion in you for the animals? Because they also need care. They also need that caring love. They need time, just like your children, just like any other business. If that one is missing out, please, even if you have money, don't even bother. That is the first thing you have to notice. The next thing is how you're going to give it time and managing. Under management, we have how many people are you going to be supposed to take care of your animals. And are they there just for formality that they are at your farm, or they also have that passion for caring about the animals? That is the most tricky thing with farming. So many people have given out on farming. Why? Because of the people that are at the farm, and even the distance where you stay with what you do with your farming. Because it becomes very, very tricky for most farmers and very difficult to take care about their farms if they are staying very far from them. Because if I have a farm in Karamoja and you say we've spent 2 years without checking on them, then that is not a farm. It could be a farm in words, but in reality, when you cannot manage it and even cross-check on it, then that is not a farm. I cannot consider you as a good farmer. Unless you have the other people who will take care of your farm like you want. And the location also matters a lot. Where are you going to start your farming with the goats? Because the goats normally don't need swampy areas with a lot of water. When it comes to a rainy season, most of the farmers do cry. These goats you see here need places which are dry with not too much water, because that is very easy for them to get the foot and mouth diseases. They disturb a lot during the rainy season. So also the location matters a lot. Where and how much space do you have? Because these Savannah breed, since they're browsers, they eat a lot. For us, we take them twice. That is in the morning. By 10 to 11, they are moving out. They come back at 2. Like you have come now, they had already come back at 2. They rest, and they also breastfeed the young ones. Then they have to go back the second time for the evening at 4. Then they come back 15 minutes to 7. So that they are fed well, and they can even breastfeed well the kids. So how beautiful rearing Savannah breed is. Another thing is, it is giving me a peace of mind. Coming here at the farm is a place for relaxing from the noise of the city, from the deep thinking and the hassles. When I come here, you talk with the goats, you talk with your animals. Even for my children, they know even now how to take care of the goats. The girl knows, she's in senior 2, she has 7 of them. The boy knows, even the young ones. They can even support the mothers when they are giving birth to the goats. They can know and notice that that one is not going back with us. It is going to give birth within 2 or 1 hour. So how beautiful it is. Even other people who are not yet farmers, I would advise you to start this thing. It is good. It is very interesting, because besides doing other business, this is also good for anyone to start.
It's never too late for you to start. Like Justin, you too can reap the benefits of farming. Get